Britain just secured zero tariffs on British medicine exported to the US. This is something no other country in the world has. Sounds like a big win, right? So why are experts warning it could cost the NHS billions? It's Friday, the 3rd of April. Happy Good Friday if you're celebrating. My name is Abisoye and this is the Daily Briefing. One headline a day worth your headspace. So the UK has just finalised a landmark pharmaceutical deal with the US. Zero tariffs on British medicines going to America, while committing to spend significantly more on new drugs through the NHS. So here's the background. Back in May 2025, the UK and the US announced an economic prosperity deal. This would focus on reducing specific tariffs and boosting trade. The key focus was on UK cars, steel, and aerospace products such as engines and plane parts. The pharmaceutical deal was negotiated separately. The outlined terms were first announced in December, and the legal text was finalised yesterday. So it's locked in, zero tariffs for UK medicines exported to the US. And this is guaranteed for at least 3 years. Medical technology is covered too, with no additional tariffs on medtech. And there's also a commitment to work towards mutual recognition on medical device approvals on both sides. And if any of the countries want to back out, they have to give the other a written notice 6 months before they want to back out. The UK pharmaceutical exports to the US are worth at least £5 billion a year. And on the very same day this deal was confirmed, the Trump administration announced 100% tariffs on patented medicines from any country that hasn't struck a pricing agreement with the US. The UK has also committed to spending around 25% more on new medicines. That will work through NICE, which is the National Institute of Health and Care Excellence. They're the body that decides whether a new drug will represent value for money for the NHS. From this month, the threshold that NICE uses has risen by £5,000. The cost-effective threshold for new medicines used to be between £20,000 to £30,000 per quality-adjusted life year, and now it's between £25,000 and £35,000. Quality-adjusted life year is a metric used in healthcare to measure the added benefit of medical intervention. So it combines improved life expectancy and enhanced quality of life into one value. And that benchmark hadn't moved in over 2 decades. And it means treatments that were turned down purely on cost grounds could now be approved. The first few drugs greenlit under the new threshold include a therapy for a rare gene-related brain cancer, reducing the risk of progression by 50%, and a last resort treatment for a rare form of stomach cancer. A breast cancer treatment that was previously rejected by NICE is also now under renewed pressure for approval. The Department of Health and Social Care estimate that medicine spending will rise by £1.5 billion over the next 3 years. So is this all actually a win for us in the UK? There'll be more treatments approved, pharmaceutical jobs will be protected, and major companies have already made multi-billion-pound investment commitments off the back of this. But the concern from critics is whether the extra money being spent is the best way to use NHS resources. Dr. Andrew Hill, a drug expert at the University of Liverpool, estimates that this could cost the UK about £9 billion a year by 2035. And so his question is, why spend an extra £9 billion on higher drug prices to protect exports only worth £5 billion? So as a reminder, the UK pharmaceuticals exported to the US are worth at least £5 billion a year. Health economist Leela Barham, who has previously advised the government on the 2019 drug pricing scheme, cautioned that approval doesn't always mean patients actually receive a drug. Sally Gainsbury, a senior policy analyst at the Nuffield Trust, which is an independent health and social care think tank, said higher prices for new branded medicines means the NHS gets less health benefits per pound. She said that spending money on reducing waiting lists and primary care would benefit more patients. So what is the government saying to counter these claims? Well, UK Science Minister Patrick Vallance said that patients will get access to medicines that they were previously denied, and that the deal strengthens British life sciences for the long term. Now, this deal isn't in isolation because Labour published their 10-year health plan in July 2025, and it set out 3 big shifts for the NHS: hospital to community, analogue to digital, and sickness to prevention. The US pharmaceutical deal isn't mentioned in the 10-year plan, but Labour's manifesto did promise new trade agreements as part of reconnecting Britain globally. I'm also reminded about a few weeks ago when Trump was publicly frustrated with the UK over Iran. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer held firm and insisted that the UK and the US were still working closely together. This deal may be exactly what he was pointing to. Okay, so that's today's briefing. I hope that it was informative for you. And can I just say thank you so much to everybody that has followed, liked, commented in the last day. Overnight, I received so many messages and encouragement, and I'm glad it's all being well received. So thanks again, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.